Used to bag work about an apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? Y'all tuning in Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad up here in effect with me tonight. I got my brother DJ Rec 1 out saying, hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Yankees up 3-2. We need this W, baby.
Oh, God, you talking that Yankee. Yeah. All right, Jace, what's good, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
And everything is everything. Nick jumping in just in time like you Eddie Kane. What's going on, B?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Oh! What's good, babe?
What's good, man? Yankees. What?
So, yo, a couple of weeks ago, my man Jake, who sits in with us from time to time, had asked the question, would we hold AZ to such a high caliber or a high position if he didn't have that verse on Life's a Bitch? And it had me thinking, and I think we all kind of came up that we probably wouldn't. But it just had me thinking how dope of a verse that was. And the funny thing about Life's a Bitch is I'd never even heard Nas's verse for months. Because all I would do would listen to AZ song. Because I always hated Life's a Bitch because I felt like looping the Gap Band's Yearning for Your Love was whack, especially on Illmatic, because I felt like that was such a track match. Like, to this day, I never understand why people, I get people loving AZ's verse. I don't get people loving the track because I'm like, that's what the track masters was doing, and we was killing them for that shit. Yeah. You know, so why does this dude LES get the pass? Well, just because it's on Illmatic? Like, I never really tried to do the you get a pass shit, so that's why I never really liked it. So I never even heard Nas's verse. I think he got Hip Hop Quotable in the source for it.
He did.
Yeah. And that's what made me go back and finally listen to it, because AZ's verse was so dope that, you know, after that, I was good. Like, that was the end of the song for me. So, but I think that's just the caliber of how dope a verse it was, which had me thinking, and I love doing the not shows. And what I mean by that is the best posse cut, not named the Symphony and Buddy and all that, or, you know, what's the dopest debut album not named Illmatic. So tonight we're doing the dopest guest verses that's not AZ's Life's a Bitch, because I figured that would have probably been on everybody's list, if not number one. So we're doing our top 5 verses. Don't got to be in order. If you got them in order, it's all good. Just want to chop it up and see what cats come up with, because it's a lot of guest verses. Like we was kind of talking about a little bit before we jumped on. The hard part with this for me is that I'm such a 70s kid. In the 80s, to me, the 80s is the golden era of hip hop for me. And in the 80s, there weren't a lot of guest verses. You know, cats kind of just held it down, dolo for self. So not saying that this was hard, but a lot of the music that I grew up and I love really didn't have guest verses. So definitely interested to see what cats got. Vague, why don't you set us off tonight? What's one of your top 5 guest verses?
All right, so knowing that, you know, we're probably going to all wind up hitting some of the same joints, I got a ton of them up here. I'm just going to start with shit. I think I put too many up here. Now that I look at it, you know what I'm saying? I want to start with something new. Kendrick Lamar, Control.
Okay.
It was a song that was supposed to be on Big Sean's album, featuring Kendrick Lamar and Jay Electronica. Big Sean rhymes first, and his verse was tough. But once Kendrick went, it was so crazy that Big Sean didn't even put it on the album. That's how it really overshadowed not only Big Sean's verse, but I mean, people forgot Jay Electronica was even on there. I forgot. It's almost like one of those records that they kind of tucked away because they like, oh, you trying to do some hip hop shit, you know, you bringing hip hop back with your verse. But it was just so to me, it was just kind of unexpected, but it was, you know, I was happy about it because we always talk about, you know, this new generation and bars and stepping up their game and not really giving some of us cats who are used to, you know, lyrics being cared about. You know, Kendrick just went in on with some competitive spirit to the point where it sparked like a movement of some dudes kind of, you know, we called out, taking the calling. Some dudes like Drake getting in his feelings as he would. Aubrey, excuse me.
The sensitive era. He called them all the waffle colored Negroes.
You know, I'm not gonna record with you no more. Like, come on, man. But and also other cats responded who weren't even named, which was crazy. Like Papoose, who was Kill's favorite. Papoose, like it, you know, a verse is dope when it not only, you know, gets everybody riled up because of the verse, but the simple fact that this was a verse, kind of a call to action type verse. And
yo,
you know,
was he saying something about the West Coast in there or something, and that's why all the New York cats responded? Because I know Joel Ortiz.
Some of them were. He said, "Damn, what did he say about New York?"
He had that King of New York line, like corrupt.
Yeah, he used the corrupt line about the King of New York. I thought that shit was fire. Just the way he flipped it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take offense to it, but again, you know, most of the cats that were from NY that responded were cats who weren't even mentioned. So, yeah, man. But Kendrick Lamar control verse, man. Don't forget about that verse because it's hard to find that shit. It's on YouTube, but it's really hard to find it because of how crazy it was.
I think the craziest thing about that joint is just like Nas's "Life's a Bitch." I never even heard whoever came after. Like the song stopped with Kendrick. Like maybe that's just me. If I just hear a verse that's just stupid, the song stops. Like I don't even know. Never heard Jay Electronica, but who comes after him? I don't even know.
It's Jay Electronica.
Jay Electronica. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Big Sean tried his best to bury that song. He got tired of talking about it because nobody was talking about his verse.
Yep.
Yeah. And his verse wasn't bad. It was just that
it wasn't.
When that Kendrick shit came on, niggas was like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick, Bag. Nick, what you got up?
I'm gonna go with Cannabis verse on Desperados, like the Firm album. Very few highlights. That was definitely one of the highlights. You know, 'cause when you think Cannabis in that '97 era, most people going to go to 4321 or the Beats from the East joint, which is all classic. But I always like the Desperados verse. He had the lead off verse too. Like you said, Kill. To me, the song ends with him. It's like that could have just been a Cannabis solo on the Firm album.
All right. Here's a crazy thing. I've never heard the Firm album.
What?
Give it a spin, man. What are you?
Give it a spin.
I heard it. Yo, I heard Firm.
I know that's part of the Nas Dark era, but
give it. You gotta give
the Dark Ages, man.
Yo, like 97 hip hop was in such a strange place to me that it was like, yo, if this is what's to come, I'm good on it. And then when people just started being like, yo, it's whack, and I was like, all right, no need to even, like, nobody has ever told me, like, yo, you missed out on the Firm. Like,
no, I'm not saying you missed out on the Firm. I'm just saying that verse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I definitely go check that out. I never, there's a lot, like, post 97, there's a lot of hip hop I never heard. I didn't even bother. You know, because we got to keep in mind, this is 97. This is before, for young cats watching, this is before the MP3 and you get off the internet for free. This is when you had to buy a CD.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was spending those $60.99
on the Firm.
Like, this ain't now you could just go on wherever and listen to the song and download it off YouTube. You had to pay for music back then. I know some of these youngins don't understand that. But yeah, there was a time you had to pay for music.
It wasn't no $9.99 streaming a month.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. CDs was not no $8.99. They was $15.99, $17 with tax. So I wasn't wasting $17 on the Firm biz. So I definitely will check that verse if you're saying Cannabis ripped it like that. So yeah, I definitely check that. Jace, what you got up tap, B?
Oh man, can I give y'all 3 for 1?
Go ahead.
one artist, three different verses. My man, Black Thought.
Okay.
Super lyrical with him and Pun. Pun was like really acrobatic, really into it, and Thought just kind of sat back, same flow, and just rode the beat and was in the pocket in the groove. Super dope song. In the Park on the Apollo Kids joint with a Ghostface.
Oh yeah.
Definitely went in on that one, right? And then the last one with him, Action Bronson, Royce the 5'9" on Static Selector's joint, The Imperial. He just he demolishes the track the last 2 minutes of the song, man. The last 2 minutes of the song, he just goes in, and it's ridiculous.
And see, I was gonna do Thought on my list. I was about to say, damn, they'd be scared to have him as a guest. I was like, how many guest verses do we got?
I will argue anybody down about Thought all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that In the Park joint, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, I forget.
He killed that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. The one Thought verse that guest that I loved was the joint Gorilla Monsoon.
I knew you were going to say
Oh yeah, the quality. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, my quotable off of that was I got a crib back in Philly with a gat on the shelf. You know what I mean? With a Grammy and a gat on the shelf. Like, you don't give a fuck that. You know what I mean? So that's one of my favorite joints. Right, what you got for your first one?
Oh, man. Nick the Exotic, man. Faking the Funk.
There we go.
Yo, I didn't know who Nick the Exotic was for years. I searched, and then I found out who he was, and like, yo, he killed that verse, man. He killed the whole track, but man, he mixed that song. If Large didn't do that song with him, it wouldn't be, as classic as it is. I think, man. I think Nick the Exotic definitely gets kudos for killing that song, man. So that's my guy. That's what I'm going with right now. Nick the Exotic, Faking the Funk off the White Man Can't Jump soundtrack.
Yo, whatever happened to dude? Did he?
I don't know. He released a couple albums, but nothing to anywhere near what we expected off the Faking the Funk verse. Because when I looked it up, I was like, damn, I didn't even know he released these albums. So he's just one of them lost dudes. You see him in a CD bin for probably 99 cents.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, because Faking the Funk was stupid. That was dumb.
Yeah, it was crazy.
First joint I got up is relatively new, not new. But I got 3,000 on UGK's International.
I knew you was going
to go there.
Motherfucker.
I don't even think that verse needs no explanation, man.
It don't. Yeah.
It's just 3,000 doing 3,000, looking like Rowdy Piper. So. You can't get. I think that's the funniest part. Like, this nigga dressed like Rowdy Piper, like, that's just 3,000 doing 3,000. So no need to go into that. Big, what you got for another joint, Big?
All right, another one I got is Tupac on Smile with Scarface.
Yeah.
Yo, when I heard that shit, man, and it's similar to this one particular Biggie feature that I heard, but of course I heard it after Tupac died, and it was just like, damn, these niggas was just getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Scarface on a track, and Scarface is a legend. One of my favorite rappers of all time. He does his thing on there, but goddamn, Tupac is perfect on that record. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just one of them lanes. Like, I think with Tupac, his strength to me was always with the soulful, sometimes familiar samples, tracks, because his content just shined on them shits. And anytime he had to speak about something real, not all that enemies coming after me bullshit that niggas love, or at least love now. But when he had something to say, man, that shit make you pay attention. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that.
Yep.
Even to this day, every time it comes on, whether it's on the radio or it's in like a playlist, a streaming playlist or whatever, it's not one of those joints I skip because it's like, oh, well, I have that and I heard it a million times. It's just that good. And Tupac, one thing, and this is one thing I want to say, I guess this goes with everybody who we mentioned. It's kind of like a person, not necessarily just outshining, but when you're kind of anticipating their verse, you know what I'm saying? Like, the verse coming before it might be dope, but like, all right, Pac verse coming up, you know what I'm saying? I'm mentally getting ready for that shit to hit. it was just excellent. You know what I'm saying? And also I just was trying to make my list a little varied, so that people would know. But definitely, man, Tupac on Scarface's record, Smile. It was outstanding appearance by Tupac.
One thing I want to add, Vegas, if I may. Tupac will always be remembered, not for being super lyrical in my opinion, but you kind of hit it. Yo, Tupac is the artist that always evoked emotion. Mm-hmm. He always knew how to say something that would make you react or feel a certain way on the track. He was good at making you feel a certain way. He gave the feeling to the track with his words. And I thought that was his biggest asset, his biggest attribute as an MC. He evoked emotion, raw feeling, raw emotion. You knew what you were getting when you got him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt. Nick, what you got up next, bro?
He piggyback kind of. I'm gonna go on phase. Can't Be Life joint. So you got a Kanye banger from an album I didn't really care for from Jay, the Dynasty joint, but that song was a highlight. And you know, Jay did his thing. I think Beanie was on there. Scarface comes in. He kicks a verse about getting a call from his friend who lost his son. And like, Jay is older than Scarface, but for some reason, Jay for a while was afraid to show that maturity. But Scarface, he was like the wise uncle that just came through on that song. Just a great verse. I mean, I don't know if people fuck with the Dynasty album like that, but This Can't Be Life, I think it's like track 4. Give that song a spin. Listen to Scarface verse.
All right, no doubt. Jason, what you got next, brother?
A 2 for 1 this time.
Man, this nigga got mad deals.
You like Wendy 4 for 4, bro. What else you got?
Fire sales in there.
2 for 5 over here. 2 for 5.
2 for 5.
Dives out here. Look. The deep cover track, Snoop on the original one with Dre, and then on the second one, Pun with Fat Joe. Both of those were like dope ways for MCs to make introductions, if you will, coming on. I don't think it gets any better. Both of those two rip those tracks.
Yeah. And deep cover, man, I don't know if that's one of those samples. Have we ever figured out what deep cover was?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
I can feel it. I know what that's from, but not the bass line. No.
Yeah, that shit classic though. Like,
and we know it's not something that he played or somebody came in and played. We know that.
I mean, it might have been. I don't know.
It probably know Andre.
Yeah. But this was still Dre back, pre-Chronic.
So yeah.
He was still.
So he was still digging back then.
He was still digging. So that's just one of them joints that's out there like Crooklyn. People still don't know what's in Crooklyn. Yeah, that's a whole nother show. Samples we still haven't found 30 years later.
That's actually a dope show, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it's like, all the diggers in the world and don't nobody know that shit. Like, and I mean, I know, you're right, babe. That's a whole nother show. But I know it took niggas a long time to find Shook ones. That took forever. You know what I mean? Same thing with Nas's Light and Represent. But yeah, another show for another time. Rec, who you got up next, bro?
Oh man, so it kind of piggyback off what Jay said, man. Introductions. First time we hearing cats, man. Elza, JD featuring Elza, Come Get It, man. I did not know who Elza was, but after that song, I figured out who he was, man. Dude sat there and rapped. And for those who have not seen I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, there's a scene in the movie where it's these niggas in top hats, little midgets inside a top hat, and they pull out on Keenan Ivory Wayans, and it gets crazy in the bar. And to this day, you figure this album is what, about 14 years old now?
You gotta be, yeah. At
least I still ain't heard nobody put that in rhyme form and as visual, if not parallel to the movie, the way he was able to do that, man. I mean, Elza is one of those guys that, it seems like he just doesn't get tired. He knows his pocket, he stays in it, but he finds different ways to flip, his verses. And I had to listen to that again just to make sure I wanted to put it on my list, man. For those that haven't heard it, you need to listen to it, man. People that's trying to figure out how to rap and all this, and you need people to study, man, you got to study somebody like Elza. So I'm going with Elza, Come Get It.
What you got, man?
I'm gonna just tell you right now. If you're trying to figure out how to rap, don't rap.
Don't rap.
Because you can't. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to be a fucking janitor, a barber, whoever the fuck. It's okay to be something else.
Damn, he said a janitor.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, you took it to the janitor. Like,
if you gotta, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I give janitors mad props because, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people look down on certain jobs and shit because they want a certain status, but the niggas, that money's still green. You know what I'm saying? If I had to, I'd be a janitor. I wouldn't give a fuck.
And they getting the pension at the end of the day, too.
Exactly. So, but don't be trying to rap and ruining the culture. Fuck out of here.
We got enough of that already.
The funny thing is, I thought me and Vega was on the same wavelength because I was gonna say, if you try to learn how to rap, don't listen to Elzai because it's gonna make you not want to rap because you're never to that level. It's like, because we all got those moments. I don't care. Every MC has heard a verse and been like, yo, why do I do this? Because I know I hear beats all the time and I'll be like, yo, why do I even try at this? Because this dude is just. Elzai is not the dude to try to crush any self-esteem that you have as a lyricist. But Vega just took it a step further. But
don't rap. Don't try it.
Don't rap. Different job.
Elzai is not the one because if you like, I want to be like him when I grow up. It's like, nah, not gonna happen.
Vague motivation 101.
You know, I could be president. Like, no,
you can't. No.
Yeah, like, let's not go. You're right. Anybody can be president now. So, I'm gonna go with Nas on Mobb Deep's Eye for an Eye. I just think he just obliterated that verse. Again, people, I'm old. I gotta read it. A drug dealer's cream, stash cream keys on a triple beam, 500 SL cream, 595. Dressed like a gentleman.
Tailor-made ostrich Chanel for my woman friend.
Yeah, I mean the woman friend thing is what got me because it was just like, yo, that nigga sounded like my like yo, never was like, yo, this is my girlfriend or it's like my woman friend. Like that's such a old head line. That it got me. And I was just like, yo, this dude, like, if it wasn't solidified, it was that verse just solidified everything with Nas with me, which was already solidified, but that verse just, I don't even know where to begin and end with that shit, because that was just crazy, you know. So that's what I got Nas with a Eye for an Eye. Beg, what you got for your third joint?
For my third joint, gotta represent the ladies. I got a Lil Kim Quiet Storm remix. Completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, Prodigy blazed the solo version, like probably his greatest solo record to date. And for them to do a remix, at first I was like, why the fuck they gonna do a remix to that? You know what I'm saying?
But you know what it was? Is that what I heard was that was supposed to be on Prodigy's solo album?
Yeah, they had nigga in charge.
For Mob, so then they had to come back with the remix for it.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Havoc saying that, and saying that, you know, they just was like, fuck it, who can we put on there? And they went and got Kim. And I mean, I don't know if she wrote it, but goddamn, if you even see, like, my sister went to the Bad Boy reunion tour. She come out to that verse.
Damn.
And when I tell you the crowd goes fucking nuts, as if she don't have no other hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go nuts, like, because I think Queen Bitch is crazy, and we know Biggie wrote that.
Yeah.
But when she comes out to that shit, it's crazy. I was watching my sister's video on her phone, and I was feeling it like, oh shit, even though it's not the same Lil Kim. But yeah, I was like, it sounds like her. Like, that's her. It sounds like her. It don't look like her, but it sounds like her.
Asian chick doing karaoke.
Oh my god.
Stop.
Like, Lil Kim did that shit. And then she in the video in the club, you know what I'm saying, standing on tables and shit, spitting the verse with the sexy shit on, but it's like real hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying, with the way she's spitting it. Plus the thing that this is when her and Foxy was beefing, so it's a lot of shots at Foxy in that record, like, you know, I'm a leader, you know, some following shit, coming in this game on some modeling shit, bitches suck cock just to get to the top. I was like, ooh, she getting, like, she going in, you know what I'm saying? So That's one of them verses where, ironically, Prodigy's verse is whack on there. Because it was, man. I'm sorry. Peace. But
yeah, one of them last minute verses, like, we need you on the record. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
But it was just unexpected that her verse would be the best part of that shit. And she killed that shit, man. She owned it. So yeah, man. Lil Kim Quiet Storm remix.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Nick, what you got, bro?
Tony Stark's Ghost Houdini, Criminology from Raekwon. Yeah, well, I remember because like when Wu came out, he wasn't even though he was on my favorite song on the album, Can It Be So Simple, he didn't really stand out on the album to me. And then when he guest featured on Dirty's album, it was like, all right, it's cool verse. So when I heard Criminology, I said, damn, that's Ghostface. This nigga stepped up like that. He just blazed that track. He just blazed it. I mean, y'all know what it is. The Purple Tape track number 3, I think. Criminology, man. Tony Stark's Ghost Houdini.
The funny thing. You know the funny thing about that, yo, I totally forget because I always look at Ray and Ghost so synonymous as being a group, and then
true.
So I didn't even think of any like guest verses from them two because that's just bug that I think of them like a group, like no doubt.
Nah, you're not the only one.
Like that's just as much Ghost album as it is Ray album. So, that's bug. I didn't even think to go that. I'm going through my iTunes today, and I'm like. Just breezing past all the Ray and Ghost shit because I feel like, but that is
you're right though because Ghost had a solo joint on there. Shit, Ray had a solo joint on Iron Man.
Right. So, but you're right. I ain't even think about that. All right, Jace, what you got up next with number 3?
Bro, 1990. This dude gave you the shortest verse on the joint.
All right, know what he gonna do?
He gave 8 bars. 8 bars. It was Big Daddy Kane, Chuck D, and Ice Cube. Yo, Ice Cube will burn Hollywood burn. You know? We have a Black Planet. This is like This was shortly after he left NWA when he first linked up with Hank Shocklee and them.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ice Cube is down with the P.
Did they ever
want to see me?
Short.
Huh?
Did they ever explain why his verse was so short?
I don't know, but I wanted more.
Yeah, that shit was tight.
Yeah, man.
Damn, you took it back with Burn Hollywood Burn.
Ice Cube. I already knew what he was gonna say. He said the shortest verse 1990. I said, yeah, Ice Cube.
All right, no doubt. Jace out here with Guinness Book of World Record. Like, I've got no idea what you. I'm like 1990, nigga. I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, man. Talking about world records for the shortest verses in 1990. All right, Brad, what you got up next, bro?
Oh man, let me see. I'm gonna go here, man. Redman, hardcore. You know, we knew who Redman kind of was back then. At least we did in the Jersey side. We had heard of him and stuff like that. But that was the first time we heard him on like a major label joint. And yo, he absolutely killed it, man. Started rhyming with the same letter. Yeah. He just killed that, man. So for me, that made me even more ready for the album joined. Yeah, I was, man. When the solo came out, I think I was at the store like, yo, let me get that. And he hasn't disappointed, man. You figure what, 25 years, 26 years, still, you see him on IG every day. That nigga working. So, work. So it was a dope song, and having Redman on it, just made me like, okay, I'm definitely checking for this cat when his album come out, man. So I'm going with Redman hardcore off the EPMD joint, man.
No doubt. That's a dope pick. My next joint is off Nas' album. It was written Prodigy on Live Nigga Rap.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
I felt like he blazed that shit. Like, he did.
You know the backstory to that one, right?
What's that?
That was supposed to be on LA with Capone and Noriega, and for whatever reason he reneged, didn't get on that joint, and then threw it on Nas' album.
I
If you listen to the content, it kind of makes sense on LA.
Oh yeah, because he say JFK on the way to LA.
On the way to LA, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that joint. He did this thing that Thought does a lot, where it's like they twist the way words are pronounced. So even when he set it off with the yo NYC, you and I verse seriously. So instead of saying seriously, it was like seriously, you know. Havoc and P Queens, niggas so seem to be monopolized. Strategize wars, exercise mega. Got word back from Noriega. DA got no cassette taper. The guy now pulling the caper. Running up the spot with mask and duct tape and big tied the motherfucker. I've been through. Like, yo, it was just, I felt like he just killed that, man. Like, he walked in and just ripped it and then just bounced. I mean, I know we kind of touched on it before, like Veg said on the show. I actually prefer P's verse to Nas's verse.
Yeah.
P was right there, you know what I mean? You know, especially when it came to at that time, like when P was on.
95, 96, he was.
He was on, especially when it was over a Havoc beat too. You know what I mean? Like it just fit even more perfect with that joint. So that's my number 3. Veg, what's your number 2 joint?
Number 2, I got down. Now I think I got his name right, but the dude Hood or Kid Hood from Scenario Remix.
Yep.
You know, unfortunately that dude died before that shit dropped. But one thing that caught my eye or my ear when I first heard it, you know what I'm saying, on the East Coast, most cats wasn't rhyming like that. You know what I'm saying, like that really gritty street rap type shit, because you know, Nas wasn't out, Black Moon wasn't out, Wu-Tang, Biggie, like none of them was out. And this is a native tongue record where, you know, typically they doing metaphors and similes and quirky shit, and it was still dope. But this dude was cursing. This dude was straight hood on it, like, you know what I'm saying? Fucking pump slugs in your face and dump that ass in the river, like on a Tribe album at that time. You know what I'm saying? I just remember, like, it was a bittersweet moment, because first you like, who the fuck is this? Because you got your money ready, like, yo, when he coming out? You know what I'm saying? But then they like, yo, this dude is in spiritual essence. He died, and it's like, damn, he died like right before that whole era of East Coast hip hop came up. You know what I'm saying? And he was rapping about all that shit that, you know, some of our favorites from the early 90s wound up, you know, basically making a name off of all that street shit, but from an East Coast perspective, from a New York perspective. And it was it set that record off, man. It set a tone. And even though most of the dudes on there didn't follow that specific tone, they had to do better, because this was an unknown and he was killing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
that's a good one,
man. Hood from Scenario Remix.
Yeah, that is a good one. I had that joint too. I think for all the same reasons Greg just said, and then it was just like the fact that he set it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that was one of them joints where I love Tribe so much that I kept listening, because according to my philosophy, the shit should stop after Hood. Like, I'm a bad man alone. You know what I mean? I say that all the time, you know. And then it was like, Bake brought up a good point with, I don't think I would put the timeline together that it was before so much street shit like that was out. You know, when that nigga said, you know, I'm wild like Larry Davis, I'm like, oh shit, this nigga said Larry Davis. Like, you know, and only Coast cats probably really know about Larry Davis like that and everything, but it was just like, damn, you know, like, this dude is just, and like you said, it's a native tongue record, you know what I mean? Like, yo, where did you find this dude? You know, like, I was saying, like, yo, this nigga Kid Hood could have been Nas before Nas, you know what I mean? Like,
possibly.
Yeah, you know, and it was just like, one thing I always give Tip credit for, and we gotta do a salute show to that nigga, is just his eye for the talent. You know what I mean? Because again, for him to bring that to the studio, I know niggas had to be looking like, yo, we got something like, yo, like, who this nigga? You know? And then I think he died in the shelter where he was living, like he got stabbed or something. So you talking about a homeless dude? Like, how did Tip even run into
this guy?
You know?
Yeah. There was an article. I just don't remember where I saw it. I'm gonna look that shit up. That's how I found out about it. I didn't know he was dead. I think Kill. We did a show, and I was like, yeah, I just found out the nigga was dead.
Yeah, because I'm like, see, Vag, I don't really listen to a lot of shit, so the whole spiritual essence shit, I ain't know what that. That went in one ear and out the other. You know,
past me, right past my face.
I'm like, tell me the nigga died. Like, stop trying to be God body and sound. Dead. Like, spiritual essence. I'm like, oh, he coming back to the essence. Okay, let's get back.
Like,
I don't know, but, you know, I think I see the article in the source or something. I think that's how I found out that he died. It was like an article in the source.
Well, you know what though? Around that time I had started DJing, so I had the vinyl, and I believe on the vinyl they had like a rest in peace and hood, like a picture or something like that. Because there wasn't like this nigga was almost like a mystery besides his voice.
Yep.
There was no real photos of him, you know, no promo pictures, no nothing. It was like, you know, before he got the chance to really show the rap game what he could do and then get interviews with the source and shit like that, you know, he passed away. So, yeah, man, that kind of confirmed it when they said, oh, yeah, he passed away. I'm like, God damn. Wow.
Yeah. So, like I said, we may have been Nas before Nas, man, because he would have been pioneering that whole street shit that
on the East Coast,
or whatever like that. That's a good pick. Good pick. What you got up next, Nick?
I'm gonna roll with Nature from Banned from TV. When he was like,
Jack me. That's my.
I mean, you can pretty much go with any verse because that song is full of spitting. Like that's like a bar anniversary. Because niggas was just Jadakiss and Styles and Big Pun. But for him to start it out, and to have my favorite verse, it's like regardless of what it say, rain, sleet, snow, to the kick street tails choking niggas like I'm Spreewell. I said this nigga tripping. I said let me back. Like then the one about getting pussy with his father's feature. And,
that's it right there. That's
like Nature.
I was like, yo, this dude.
Yeah. Hold up.
No.
Why you gotta do it on
real stories in hip hop out of Vegas?
I don't want to hear first. Just let me
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's
real stories.
Y'all remember when
no, we don't remember, Big. What now?
Nah, y'all remember when well, I guess it is kind of gonna spoil it. But y'all remember when him and Sauce Money were going back and forth?
Nature?
No,
yeah.
I missed that. I'm down south.
This was around the time where, you know, like after the whole Jay-Z, Nas, Ether takeover thing, where like everybody just started dissing each other and shit like that, or airing out their beefs. And I didn't know at the time, but Sauce Money and Nature kind of had some words. And Sauce Money turned that line around really mean. Like, you know, how he said he get pussy with his father's features. Sauce Money was like, nah, you just a pussy with your father's features. And I was like, that line is gone, fam. I gotta erase that line from the record books. That was hard. You took your best line, nigga.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yo, that's on some YouTube shit or something?
I got it. I can send it to you.
Yeah, send that to me. I ain't know nothing about that.
That is Nature's best verse.
That is Nature's best work to this day.
That is. Yeah.
So that is nasty. You take a nigga best verse and then flip it on him.
Flip it on him.
Flip it for real.
On the low, and a lot of people don't get, Sauce Money is dope.
Nah, it was nasty. Anybody that knows.
It's nasty. Like, very nasty. And you know, again, I always tell the story, man. My man Roots, who kind of was my old head in the beat game and put me on the Strictly Hip Hop at Morgan, he got an album done with Sauce, and I was at his crib in Queens, like back in '97, and he played it for me, like off the dance. Yo, it was incredible. I mean, it was bonkers. I mean, Roots' beats was crazy. I always say that Roots was kind of connected with that Rockefeller thing before Justin and Kanye, but his beats was stupid and Sauce was killing. I mean, if that would have, I'm gonna have to reach out to Roots and be like, yo, dog, that shit got to be 20 years old. You might as well let that thing fall, send me that shit. But I'm telling you, the stuff that they was working on, man, was stupid. It was dumb. Like, I wish that album would have came out. I was just sitting there, like, and it's one of those things, you hear it, and then you just waiting for it, and it just don't never come out. You know what I mean? But for cats out there who don't know, Source Money, nasty. And the wild part is, Vegan, you help me with this. I wouldn't even really know where to point people in the direction because none of the projects he put out were really dope.
What was the joint that he did on the Belly soundtrack with him and Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Game plan or something.
Pre-game, something like that.
Pre-game is dumb, and you got against
Pre-game, yeah.
the joint he did
on Soul in the Hole
soundtrack.
Yep.
Yeah.
That Primo did. Those two are crazy. So yeah, that's kind of the direction. Because don't just go to Middle Finger You because the production wasn't good. So you can listen to that and be like, "What the fuck y'all talking about?" Like, yeah, Pre-game off the Belly soundtrack and Against the Grain off the Soul in the Hole soundtrack. It's a good place.
His verse on Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah,
Bring It On. That verse.
Bring It On. Bring It On is dope. But
yeah, the thing with Sauce is a lot of his work was on the mixtapes, like the Clue tapes. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where, like with Fad, that's kind of where he really got his name. And a lot of the shit, unfortunately, either wasn't released or was just freestyles or whatever. Like when he said, because I heard he said it on a mixtape first. I don't know if he reused it for an album or whatever or a song, but when he said that line, you thought niggas was Chinese the way they duck sauce. I was just like, man, this nigga dropping an album, like, you know what I'm saying? When is that coming out? So
yeah. Source Money, definitely proud. Jace, what you got up next, man?
Bro, I'm pretty sure that everybody overlooked this one and may not be feeling it. That's cool. John Forte on Cowboys on the food.
right.
He killed it. And even honorable mention on that song was Raw Digger going back and forth with Lauryn Hill. But John Forte's verse, the way he ends it on that, he blacked out on that joint.
He could rap though. He had another nice verse on the Family Business joint on that same album.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling it.
John Forte was on that joint. Like, word. Like, and I mean, I've heard Cowboys a million times. I guess I just never paid him no attention because I was just listening to Lauren and Rob. But he killed. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to it.
John Forte killed it.
He did.
I just always be like, who this wanna be Bob Marley nigga with the dreads? No, I'm just saying he had the long ass dreads. Like he had them dreads. Like he's a long. Like back in the 90s, you had like some twist or a couple of dreads. Like that nigga was a Jamaican, like for real type. Yeah, my fault. I'm gonna listen to it. Jace looking at me like you perturbed, man. Like
all these years, everybody talks about the Fugees album. You never listened to it all the way through.
I listened to Cowboys, but I guess his verse never stood out to me. I've heard Cowboys a million times, but
okay,
he kills that.
All right, yeah, I gotta listen. Maybe I thought he was somebody else. I don't know. No, I'm just saying, John Forte don't got no good voice. I mean, like,
because his ass went to jail for selling beers.
Right now, ain't nobody gonna be like, oh shit, that's John Forte. Like, we wouldn't even know. He
got locked up. He didn't get a chance to.
Now, but I'm just saying, even if he didn't get locked up, John Forte doesn't have a dope voice to really, when you hear it, to be like, oh, that's John Forte. I'll play y'all John Forte song. Y'all know John Forte, and y'all won't know it's John Forte. Without me telling y'all, it's John Forte. Trust me. He got a dope voice. It ain't like Young Z got a voice. He ain't the most lyrical person, but when you hear Young Z,
he got a voice.
Know it's Young Z. That's how J. Cole was with me in the beginning. I'd always be like, yo, this nigga nice, but who rapping again? Like, to me, Cole just have a voice that kind of caught you at first. Now nigga always singing, so now I know who Cole is. So, but yeah.
But Drake sang too. What's up, Kip?
I know, but it's just so funny because it was all these people who were so lyrical, and now all of a sudden, like J. Cole's last time, I feel like he's singing the whole album. Like, and he can't sing. It's almost like we're Chance is now. Like, I love Chance, but now Chance is singing all the time. It's like, dog, you cannot sing. Like, stop.
You know what this means? We need more R&B back in the limelight. That's all.
Nah,
I guess rappers start fucking rapping again.
We need some singers with some fucking manly voices, because
we are lacking
on the goddamn radio, dude. It's everybody singing in the same fucking tone. Like Chris Brown get a pass. He's been singing like that. but everybody sounds like that. Nobody has a KC voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, those niggas not exist anymore. Like, what the fuck?
They exist. They probably just told to sing in their voice to sell records. You think it's gonna be running around like DMC in a hot one?
They do. It just doesn't appeal to the kids, man. You got to be 30 and over to listen to that now.
The bad part is that they don't even promote it, but that's a whole nother show we gotta get JR on if y'all really want to go deep, because that nigga,
that would be dope.
Yeah, that nigga will peel back the onion. Yeah, he'll be breaking down dates and everything, man. So yeah, we gotta do that, you know, on some old Who Stole the Soul, because it definitely ain't here no more. So, Rec, who you got up next, man?
Oh man, all right. So it's kind of a 2-for-1, but not we ain't got 2-for-5 over here. It's two cats in the same song. I'm going with Speak Your Clout, man. J. Rue the Damager, Guru, Lil Dap. This is arguably Lil Dap's illest verse to me. He kills that joint, and the crazy thing for me is like the beat changes with everybody's verse, and yo, it was perfect. It was perfect. They lined him up with the perfect track, and they must have said, "Look, cat, either you gonna spit or you ain't nothing else happening." So to me, this was the illest, with the exception of the Suspended in Time album or whatever. But this was the illest I think Lil Dap has ever spit. And J. Rue came with the killer. So I'm going 2-for-1. Speak Your Clout off the Hard to Earn Gangstar joint 94.
You ain't like Dap like that, man.
It's not that I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like him. I love Group Home, but I'm be the first one to tell you, like, yo, these cats is not winning no rap battles.
See, that's the thing. I thought Dap was dope, man.
He's dope.
Now, Malachi, I thought Dap. I'm telling you, we would have got a Lil Dap album produced by Premier 95.
Oh yeah,
I thought. Would you say that?
I would have been cool with that.
Right.
Just Dap, no Malachi.
Yes.
Yeah, like I think Malachi couldn't rap, but like we all know, he didn't rap. It was just.
It was forced upon him.
Primo told the judge, yo, I'm gonna get him a record deal. So, you know, but Dap to me had the voice, he had the little flow, I thought Dap was dope. You know what I mean? Dap was crazy.
I'm not saying he's not dope. I like Dap. Trust me, I do. I got him right here. He's my number 2.
Right.
You know what Meg said. Meg said that nigga whack.
Oh, man, that nigga ain't whack, man. Malachi whack.
Yeah, he's whack, but Dap just he has a unique voice. It's like what's his name that I was listening to like last week? Twin Gambino.
Oh,
Twin Gambino,
voice.
Mob, he has an ill voice.
Yep.
Like nobody has that voice, but he's not great at all.
No. I didn't say he was great. I didn't say that was great. You said he was whack. I'm like, yo, that Fed by Bandits. Yo, that shit on Superstar. Yo, Dap, man. Dap got the little bounce to him. Got the little bob.
He kills it. He kills it, man.
But, plus Dap looked like he'd kill you and kidnap your whole family too. Like that dude was like the perfect person to rap. Like that nigga is that nigga. If you look up Stick Up Kid, you could just put a picture of Lil Dap from Just to Get a Rap. That nigga look like he has robbed plenty of people in Brooklyn. Lifetime, you know. So I always thought that was dope. But it's funny you said that because one of the ones that was like on my honorable mention was I'm the Man off the Daily Operation joint.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first, if not the first, one of the first times I've ever heard a posse cut when the beat changed. Each time. And when J. Rue came in with that bass line, you know, because that was like at the height of jazz hip hop. And when that bass line came in, he just like, yo, I'll tap it all. That joint came in. Yeah, so that joint. The next joint I gotta go with is Busta on Tribe's OG scenario. Just with
on the list.
You know, rah like a dungeon dragon. It was like Busta was just so animated. You know what I mean? And you know, definitely like it just in hearing that, like, and then him ending it like that was just like, you know, crazy. So yeah, I definitely got that up. Beg, what's your last joint, B, before you hit up the honorable mentions?
My last joint is Inspector Deck on Above the Clouds. On Gangstar's Moment of Truth. Already was a huge fan of Inspector Deck. Since Protect Your Neck, it was like every verse he did was crazy. Like, it just showed, like, unless he was on a track with like Jizza, that's the only time it really became a little bit debatable about who had the best verse or whatever. But when he was on Above the Clouds, it was just like, God damn, this dude. His verse is just like perfect because it's the wordplay, it's the rhyming scheme, it's the confidence in what he's saying as he's spitting it. Like, he knows it's hot, but he's not raising his voice to emphasize certain words. He's just saying that shit with a conviction that, you know, you can already hear that it's dope, but he kind of certifies that shit with his conviction, like he did on the Triumph verse, which I think is one of the greatest verses of all time. Yeah. But he killed that joint, man, and I know some people might get mad at me. Well, for one, I like some Dap verses. He ain't all that whack. But I always used to say this to my brother, because I'm a huge Gangstar fan. But he always used to get on me because I'd be like, Guru ain't the best rapper ever. Like, he be saying some corny shit sometimes. It's just, again, it's the way he says it. It doesn't sound as corny, you know what I'm saying? Like, only Guru can say lemonade's a popular drink, and it still is. Let me get on one of y'all tracks and say that shit. Y'all be like, yo,
turning the mic off.
Right. Yeah, y'all be like, yes, nigga, I see why you retired. Son. I see.
Damn.
But you know, Guru opening
the Gangstar fans come for your head.
Yeah, right. But Guru opening that track was cool. And I know why he did it. But once you hear that Inspector Deck verse one time, it's kind of like, I don't even remember what Guru said.
Yeah.
Because he just came from above the clouds and went nuts on it.
It floated back up afterwards, right?
Yeah, right? Like, here you go. All right, take this, and now I'm back out. You know what I mean? It just sucks that, you know, his solo career didn't pan out the way it should have, because he had a hell of a track record going.
Yeah, and that was one of my joints too, man. Just leave scientists mentally scarred, triple extra
large. Wow, like rock stars
that smash guitars. And it's funny because I forgot what song it was, but Screwball, I want to say Primo was scratching that up. Wow, like, it wasn't Screwball, it was another non-fiction song where Preem was scratching that wild like rock stars that smash guitars. But it just made me want to hear Deck over some Primo, man.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm gonna say. That's the only time we rap with Primo too.
That's what dope really said. But like, yo, man, like, and maybe that's another show. Like, why ain't niggas share MCs? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, RZA, let Deck over there and get a you know, a Primo joint or whatever like that. Or, you know, it's wild because Pete remixed the J. Rue joint, the Can't Stop the Prophet, and then he also remixed the Militia joint, Gangstar. So I was always wondering, like, yo, Pete, like, well, I guess Pete C.I. had broken up by then, but I'm like, yo, let's see how get on a Primo track. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's see what it looked like. But I thought that was love when Primo did that. Even though on the Militia, I kind of felt like by that time Pete was biting Preem's whole style by then. Because I remember having a 12-inch and playing the 4 Shy, my man Shadi Lukman and Bezo, and it was like, oh, that's a dope Primo remix. And I'm like, you know, same thing with True Master. I don't want to get in that. Even Priceless by All City. There was a time when Pete came back, he was biting Preem's style, whether folk want to admit it or not. It was if you listen to Priceless, you can hear it. You can hear the strange noise every 4 bars, and even with the joint he did for Big L, what was that shit he had? That off the what was it? The Last Picture or the Big Picture? What is that?
Pete had a joint on there?
What album was it?
Is this joint?
The Big Picture? Pete Rock had a joint on there?
Pete did
what's that Primo joint? Yeah, he did Holding Me Down, John.
Oh, yeah.
I was in New York when I heard it on the radio. I was like, oh, Preem killed that shit. And then I heard, I was like, yep, Pete, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the joint with Miss Jones on it.
Yeah. But neither here nor there. But yeah, that's definitely dope. The last joint I got. Rec, did you go? My brain is slow to death.
Nah, man, you good? Cause that was my joint above the clouds for everything y'all just said. I don't even need to go.
Above the
clouds.
Who just the last? Did you just go Nick?
My last one to be Big Pun on Off the Books.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know that was like his major first look, because he was on like the Fat Joe
Fine What a
that's
Joint.
like a B-side.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the Off the Books was like his shining moment. Yeah, he took that shit. Like you said, it could have ended right there. We didn't need Cuban Link and the Beat Nuts after that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, it was always crazy to me with Off the Books how Watch Out Now was like Off the Books Part 2. Like it was the same drum pattern, same everything.
Yeah.
But I like Watch Out Now so much fucking better than Off the Books. I hate Off the Books. It was just like that silly Part 2. Yeah, I didn't like the beat. Like if the beat was too damn silly. Like I was like this like I just couldn't get past it. But Watch Out Now, man, that's my shit right there, man. Like that's my shit. I know nobody likes them lyrically. I'm the only nigga in the world who likes the Beat Nuts lyrically.
Nah, I'm with you.
No,
I'm with you.
I like Juju.
I like the beat.
I like you. I like the both. But when you say when I see fat asses, I throw fat passes like a quarterback. I was like, okay.
Psycho. Nah.
Okay.
I'm here to drop bombs, snap on your moms, and call the bitch a dirty custodian. Like, nah, bro.
No. All right, cool. James,
I'm
gonna start. I'm gonna end the way I started, y'all. I'm gonna give you two same artist show. First, this man knows how to start and how to end a verse show. Biggie on Flavor Your Ear remix and on People's Honest. Niggas is mad I get more busting ashtrays or fuck fist fights and link scuffles. Put the pillow to your face, make the shell muffle. Come on, man.
Yeah. The daughter in the calf muscle.
Fucking muscle.
Yeah.
Hated, most hated.
On the floor,
debated.
Like Biggie on the low was a funny dude too. He used to make me chuckle with some of the shit he said. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because I had that's why I had those are my last two. Biggs on Flavor in Your Ear and BK's Fines. Just for when that nigga, he always had a quotable, just something that stood out to me because again, me being producer, always hearing beats first. When you can say something that like stands out to me, that really is like a stand for me. So when that nigga was like invisible bully like the gooch. Like I was like, yo, because I remember
different strokes on them.
Yeah. Like, yo, who the fuck is the gooch? Like, when are they gonna show? Like,
yo, they never did, right?
Nah, they never showed them. You know what I mean? So
showed the gooch. Yeah.
That was such a line because that just took me back to my childhood. I was like, yo, this the episode.
Yeah.
The gooch, and they wouldn't. It would piss me off every time.
Yeah.
They all that white Miss Garrett walking.
my joint off there was if they had twins, we probably had Tupac's.
Yeah, that was and my other joint was off of BK's Finest was the Mafia Keep Cannons and Mark Cannons. Like I was just like, yo, stop, man, stop. Like the leathers at that time that everybody would rock, and they be having triple extra large joints on, so it was like. You could have a gun in this. It was not the tight leather Michael Jackson.
Nah.
Time that we're living in now, that if you had a gun in your leather jacket, if you think it out.
Dudes be anorexic and look brolic in them leather.
Oh yeah, Mark Buchanan's weighed about 40 to 50 pounds.
Yeah, like, that was always the line. The Mafia Keep Cannons and they Mark Buchanan's. Like it was just, and it's so funny because it's not even close to me that Big killed Jay on that. Like, it's not even close. But then I know people who are like, they probably feel like Jay killed Biggie and it wasn't close. And then there are people who are like, nigga, what you mean it wasn't close? They was neck and neck. But for me, Big just, you know, even on the dope. I love the dope. I thought, man, I'd rather be in Caribbean Sand with Rachel. Like, I just felt like Big killed that too. You know what I mean? But it's funny because I think it was in the XXL and they was talking about the Making a Reasonable Doubt. And like Clark Kent was just like, oh, Jay. Like,
I don't like his interviews, man.
I almost felt like it was like you just on Jay side because Jay's still alive. Like, and you don't want Big hate you because you ain't gonna get nothing from Big. But if you keep saying Jay won, you know, then you could, you know, keep living. But I don't think that nigga's done anything for Jay since. So
You cats is home screaming the fights on. I'm in the 1500 seats. Watch
but
same fight.
that was crazy.
Yep.
Now, and again, I think it's just my preference of Big over Jay, and I probably say easily just because it's always such a debate over those two. You know what I mean? And I always compared to Iverson and Marbury in '96, dealing with 2-point guards, similar style, both from the hood. You know,
one got smacked by Puff, one didn't.
Come on,
man. Jesus, man.
What you talking about, B?
Puff smacked
Marbury. We'll talk offline.
Puff smacked Marbury.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you don't know about that?
Yo, first of all, this is how you know you old. When did niggas start smacking niggas? Like, when did that become the new thing? Like,
it wasn't a new thing, man. This was in the 90s. It ain't new.
No, but what I'm saying is why you smack? Yo, if you told me you smacked a nigga in 1992, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean you smacked him? Like, what?
Smacked him.
I wasn't even trying.
You slapped a nigga in 90
like a brawl.
Smack a nigga. Like, what Charlie Murphy say? That's some old, like, you challenge a nigga to a duel. Like, you don't who is smacking people? Like, what? I'm old. Forget it. I'm old. Like, that's like if Nas said I went to hell for slapping Jesus. Like, that takes the whole oomph out the line. Like, niggas walk around with box cutters and you slap. Okay, neither here nor there. Y'all can tell me offline. I know he got robbed at the light. But
Trey said something about slap boxing Jesus. Can you say that?
But that's slap boxing. Like, slap boxing and slapping a nigga are totally different things. Like, you slap your girl. Like, is that the thing? Like, I'm gonna slap you like you a bit. Is that what the slapping thing came from?
We'll talk offline.
All right, yeah, I'm lost, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna catch me in that one. The ladies ain't gonna be mad at me.
You're like, Nick, how did you slap him when you used to slap him?
What happened?
What was the football player? Deacon Jones. He told you smack a man or a chick or a man or a woman. So you just tell them all your business, bro.
I shouldn't even have said
smack them upside their head. Straighten up.
Back to what I was saying about Marbury.
Edit that before you add this. Edit that out.
Yeah, cut that out. Cut me out of that part.
Something about there's only one position. There's only one space. And I felt like when Big and Jay was alive, it was obvious Big had that space. I don't know why we can't like two people at the same time. It's like Lauren said, two MCs can't occupy the same space at the same time. They were too similar. Like, both these dudes from Brooklyn, both these dudes don't write their rhymes. Both these dudes, write their rhymes down. Both these dudes is in the Cristal and all that shit. And I just felt like Biggie was the winner. You know what I mean? Same thing. Like, you know, we couldn't have Sierra and Kerry Hilson at the same time. Like, there's only one spot, and I felt like that spot obviously went to Iverson. And Marbury spent the rest of his career always trying to be like, what contract he got? I want that. Like, trying to be the next Iverson. And I felt like that's Jay, you know, so that's just my take on that. And I like Big better. So I know it's not easily because Jay definitely was dope on them joints, but I just prefer Big. So what's some of y'all honorable mention joints, Veg?
Another Biggie joint. Actually, I either came out after he died or I heard it after he died. Big on Keep Your Hands High with Tracy Lee. That was that track. When I heard that shit, I was like, yo, this thing is getting better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the shit he was saying in there, from like even just not even just a lyrical situation, but even from a standpoint of just analyzing his position in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that hip hop, the 1-2s, and you don't stop me and my nigga Lance to Kim and C's Advance. Like, niggas wasn't talking like that. You know what I'm saying? Taking the record label Advance money and buying bricks and getting rich off that shit and putting it together in a way where that shit sounds slick. Like, when I heard that shit, I was like, who is Tracy Lee? And I interviewed that nigga on Strictly Hip Hop. But I'm like, look, if he ain't coming up here with Biggie reincarnated to say that verse, another one, I had a couple. Another one I had was LL on the Rampage joint.
That's one of mine.
LL killed that shit, man.
Yep.
Like,
hell yeah.
He murdered that shit. And
smoked that shit.
On Drink Champs, they talked about it, and they talked about the purpose of putting LL on there and how it was before Mama Said Knock You Out, and it was a way to kind of reinsert him into hip hop and get some respect. And he did that shit, man. If that was a precursor, you know, he for damn sure came through. Another one was Nas, Black Republicans. This was the first time him and Jay-Z were on a track together. And though Jay's verse was cool, Jay tried like a different flow that kind of, I was like, you're trying a little too hard with the flow. Probably would have been dope in any other case. Well, Nasir sound comfortable on that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm back in the booth, they like, hey Nas, come on, couple of like, yo. Like, especially when he said, standing on the roof of my building, I feel it. Come on, man. The whirlwind of beef, I inhale it. Come on, man. Like, this nigga was like on some other shit, like, oh, Jay, you want to rhyme? You want to spit on the same track with me? All right. Eminem on Renegade and the Biggie Dead Wrong remix. I kind of like the Dead Wrong remix a little bit better because, I don't know, it was unexpected. And I was like, well, how the fuck, what is this going to sound like? First of all, it was an old Biggie song. But Eminem killed that shit. Like, and not just what he was saying, but more so how he was saying it, flow, and how he was stretching his words, and he was still on beat. It was almost like he was rhyming too slow for the beat, but he was still on beat. It was dope. He was weaving in and out of the bass line. 4 more. Big Noid on Give Up the Goods.
Yep.
Miss Joint.
Yep.
It was kind of like we already knew Prodigy was dope, but it was like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? Like, this other nigga, is he a part of the group? Because he's out. Actually, 2 more. Jay-Z on Pregame with Source Money. Jay-Z was in a zone, man, back then, man. Like, stepping on Oopa, got rapped in the stupor. First to clap your group up. For the range with the ski rack or the 6 some other shit, coop up. I like the motherfucking soundproof booth up. New shit. You say the same shit like you looped up. Like,
Looped up, yeah.
Like, he killed that shit, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, god damn, like, and I think, like, to your point earlier, Kill, in regards to Big with Jay-Z, like, when Big was still alive, I felt like you, like, Jay-Z was nice, but I couldn't put him above Big, even though Big was saying so. But once Biggie died, he took that shit personal.
You said Big said he was better than him?
Oh, Big was saying he was going to retire because of niggas like Jay-Z is coming up and he can't keep up. He was completely endorsing Jay-Z, and shit used to make me upset because I used to be like, nigga, what? But Big ain't want to rhyme that long. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't looking at no long ass career of rapping. He didn't want to do that shit. So that was one of the things he was putting a lot of energy into, to saying Jay-Z was that one. He was the next one.
The Commission, so Brooklyn Mint.
Yeah, exactly. So when once Big passed, Jay-Z just took that shit and ran with it. Lastly was Foxy Brown on Capone Noriega's second album.
Bang 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 bang.
That was a response to Kim's verse.
Shit had niggas locked up.
Quiet Storm.
They used to bang that in the South.
Foxy killed that shit. Like, I haven't heard it in such a long time, but for it to be a response, well, of course, Quiet Storm was the bigger record, and that's probably why more people remember that versus Foxy's response to Kim on Bang Bang. But it was equivalent. Trust me. If you go back and listen to both, and you listen to Lil Kim joint first because she kind of said it, and you already know that joint, but you listen to this one with Foxy, she got crazy on that track. Again, Capone and Noriega, I don't even remember their verses. That's how crazy that shit was. So, yeah, man. But that was my last one.
All right, no doubt. Nick, you got any honorable mention joints?
Yeah, he had one of mine. The LL joint was definitely one. I had Andre 3000 on Thought Process on Goody Mob album, and Black Ice on Goody Mob's album. Redman Brothers on My Jock.
Ooh.
Of course, Nas verbal intercourse.
Damn it, no.
Nobody mentioned that.
No.
Yeah. See,
Nope.
that's one. I think that's it. Oh, Cool Rap, the realest.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite Cool G Rap verse.
Like, put it up like a bullets ain't racial, kid. They only hate you, and and on that, Raekwon, screw it on the Barbie. Yeah, that too.
That's something.
Jace, what you got left, man?
I just want to say before I say anything, Vegas and Nick pretty much stole a lot of my thunder. So the only joint that I got to add on top of what they've already said was Winter Wars Capadonna.
Yeah,
he was the closer. He was CC Sabathia on that track.
All right, Rick, what you got left, bro?
Yeah, I'm with you, Jace. That Winter Wars was crazy. Rod Digger, Wild Cowboys off the Fuji joint. And my left field joint, man, Dice Raw, the lesson part 1. It wasn't dope.
Yeah.
It wasn't the dopest verse, but for that album to have somebody just you ain't know who the fuck he was and just not even spitting like them dudes, I was like, who is this motherfucker? Then to find out he was my age, I said, oh shit,
exactly.
This nigga 14, 15 years? Oh shit. So to this day, man, that's probably one of my top 5 favorite Root songs, man.
Damn, he was 14 when he did that?
Yeah, man, that dude is my age, man. He was 14, 15 when he spit that verse. If not younger. I don't know when the album was recorded, but when it came out, I was a freshman in high school, so.
Damn, he sound the same for like
forever.
He don't sound any different.
And then they said he freestyled the joint and it was a one-take verse.
Oh, wow.
Yo, here's the thing. Speaking of Dice Raw, because Veg, you was talking about the Locks can't make horses, the Root can't make horses, or shit. If you listen and Dice is always singing. I'm like, yo, are y'all losing rock, paper, scissors bets to this nigga to let him keep choruses? Like, yo, how are y'all? Some of these choruses, if you listen to like the last 4 Roots album, he's got to have at least 8 off each album of their choruses, and they're all horrible. They're horrible choruses, whoever would sing them. But then on top of that, Dice is just horrible
singer.
Like, horrible. Like, so I don't know what happened between that and got him singing, but yeah,
he must have lost one of them young jock bets and shit.
It was something that nigga have naked pictures of Quest Mom or something like that. The album, man. You keeping me on these albums. The only joints I had now this is funny because I always talk about my man Squirt from Atlanta with Smooth B, but Smooth B on DeWick, I love that nigga on DeWick. Like if there's any place that I love Smooth B, at home. Yeah.
Of another.
Right. I want to get bloody about like it's funny because you got Nice and Smooth and like Veg said, lemonade is popular drinking. But that beat was just so dope. And that was a club banger at that time. Like in 1990, that was a club banger. Like when people talk about there was never no real hip, people act like clubs didn't exist until Puffy got Bad Boy. Like no, like niggas just danced off of hip hop. Yeah, damn, that's all I got. Everybody else said everything else. The nature, the kid.
One more.
Yeah, that's all I got. What you got, Veg?
Because this kind of came to mind, and I was trying to think of some rare shit. But on the Roots album, the How I Got Over album, Petey Crack on Web 2020.
Yeah, oh yeah, at the end,
he blacked the fuck out.
He killed that shit, man. Like it's
Petey Crack. I'm mad he never got to put out like a for real solo album.
Man.
Yo, I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, Petey is a beast,
man.
Petey a beast.
This joint, cats out there. The mixtape off Dat Piff, Crack's House. Welcome to Crack's House. That mixtape, that's all I've been banging all week. Like, and it's crazy because I know him, and just like I was talking about Roots and Source Money, I know Chad West and Petey got an album. They got an album.
You know they do.
You know what I mean? And at this point, it's like, yo, let that shit go. Let it. Nobody
people have it.
Nobody
said let it go.
Crack album from 12 years ago. let it go so that Cass could understand just how nasty. Because whenever I tell people like PD, like I was like, yo, PD got next. The niggas was looking like off after Beans, I got the habit joint. I was like, yo, PD, he got his own style. He nice. He got he do that ring shit. He got that. He got his own.
I got the habit.
The chicks
like,
love him, so he was good.
Yo,
it was like
it was good. He just dropped something a couple of months ago that he got a video for that was crazy. You know what I mean? So dude still got it.
I think his name messed him up.
Well, he said he changed it. He said he changed it.
He changed it for PD, but I think he was fine. Just got locked. He just got locked up when he had all that oomph, and then he left Def Jam. I don't know if Cat's seen it. Ochino and PD is on Drink Champs.
Yeah, saw that one.
I saw that. Yeah,
he kind of talks about leaving the rock and everything like that. So I mean, I think it was a combination of things. But that joint, what's that flip side with Freeway?
Yeah, man.
Sir,
was about to be next up to bat. Yeah, you know. I got. You know what I don't like about Jay-Z? Well, it's a million things I don't like. Is that I felt like, because there was a time when PD was dissing him. It was like Camel season, and it was all that stuff. And I feel like with Jay is the dude who's like, ban him. Like, I feel like Jay feels like he's the emperor, like he the king, like ban him off the radio. Like, instead of battling him on some hip hop shit, it's like drop him.
Don't let him work. No studio time for that nigga.
Yeah, like drop him or I won't do your festival. Like, and it's like, okay, we'll drop him. You know, it's like, and then that man. You know, so I feel like that's one of my things. That's like Dame to this day. I know Dame's an athlete, but Dame has an eye for talent. Like, nobody can deny that. Like, Dame is the one who signed all them state prop. Dame is the one who signed Kanye. And for him to have that type of track record and to never get another shot in this industry whatsoever. And I get it. Some people are like, he got blackballed because he's an asshole. Let me tell you something from just interning at labels. Everybody's an asshole. Let's not like now. Maybe Dame is a 10, and maybe most people are 7 or 8. But let's not act like the recording industry is like going to like men's Bible study. Like everybody's an asshole in the industry, so everybody should be banned. Then, so I just felt like it was like, yo, ban that nigga Dame. Don't let that nigga live or whatever. But that's it for this week. This week's book of the week, we got my man right here, Mr. The Rise and Fall of Nicky Barnes. If you are into any type of black gangster stuff, you definitely want to check this book out. Definitely a dope read. I think I got through it in probably 2 days, if that. So definitely a dope book for y'all to check out. Mr. Untouchable. It is by Tom Folsom. You know what I mean? So definitely check this joint out. Book of the week. We gotta start reading, y'all. Gotta start reading.
Hey, you said Tom Folsom or some? Folsom with an M. With an M.
Folsom with an N. All right. M is in McDonald's. Yeah. So Rec, give them all the stuff, good brother.
Oh man, at DJ Rec1 is the Twitter, and the IG is Worldwide Rec1.
All right, no doubt. Jace, give him everything.
IG at JTyler0801 on Twitter. It's at JERIKTYLER.
All right, no doubt. Nick, what's good?
Kill or link my shit up. Y'all will see it.
Yo, funny dude. Yo, Veg, what's good?
You can follow me on social media at Vegas World INC and check out the podcast, Hip Hop Now Podcast on SoundCloud.
No doubt. You already know this with me, Kill 889. We'll make beats for food. Definitely check out the joint that Jay started called Sample Clearance, where 4 producers try to flip the same sample 4 different ways. Jay's great idea because there are so many people. I'm like, nah, we can't. Like, everybody's like, yo, send me the sample. Send me, like, just slow down, everybody. Like, thank you for being excited about it. Yo, y'all can do it too, but I'm trying to keep this confined to kind of like the crew because, like, everybody is like, yo, send me the sample. Send me the sample. So, very dope idea, Jace. But, you know, we're going to try and keep it constrained before. Because there's only but so many ways you can flip it. And if we got 20 producers, after a while, stuff is going to start butting heads. You know, with 4, it's 4 different ways. If you go check it out, We'll Make Beats for Food. Check it out. It's 4 totally different ways.
You know what's funny, too?
What's that?
Is even with the sample, we all picked pretty much close to the same part and just flipped it different ways.
Right. So as the more people, it starts to get sloppy. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. So, you know, we're going to try to keep it, you know, within the crew and everything. We got Red joining next time. We got my man Building Block joining. So we're going to try and keep it maxed at like 6 top. Yeah, so next up, we just got to find MCs to spit over these beats. So, you know, that's the next step of the process.
That's where Vegas comes in. Who said that? Message.
It is what it is, y'all. I'll check y'all next week.